They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A first down carry for Barkley. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Gone! Detroit!
Lauletta looking to throw on second down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Anthony Barr. Not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
Back to throw, Lauletta. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
This is taken around the 12. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first quarter lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Throwing to start the drive. But that one incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Back to the air, Lauletta on 2nd down. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's Lauletta. Brian has him. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
Lauletta back to the air. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Check, watch the D4, watch the D4. Here I come.
And they'll throw again with Lauletta. And that is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one. One thing they look for in a quarterback, but when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this 1st quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield. Cousins on 1st down. And a pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Play action now. Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield, But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And he lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Eric Kendricks. Not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. And Lauletta from his goal line here. Going deep here for Bryant. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
Gone! Detroit!
Out of the gun, Lauletta. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Yards on the return that time, and out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead, you got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. 2nd quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. Throwing is Cousins. He dumps it down to Ingram. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
First. Left.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. Being chased out left. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Watch it now, Barney!
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Lauletta, he'll look to throw. And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone.
A shotgun snap to Lauletta. Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down the score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Following the interception, Cousins. Wilson's got it complete. And gets by him, and now a little daylight. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They go play action. Cousins. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Deshaun Hall in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Off the play fake, Cousins rolling to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. On the return, it's McCluster. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Giants' drive will start from deep in their territory with a 1st and 10. And the Giants ready to come out now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Detroit!
From the gun, here's Lauletta. He's going to go for a big play downfield. They've got his man complete. A big play there for the Giants. 46 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
Detroit! Detroit!
After the run, Lauletta now going to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant. And it's third down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Gun!
Throwing on third down, Lauletta. Throwing right, and that's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Lauletta. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there on first as a screen pass gets him 8.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Again, Lauletta. And too much on that one. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short.
Gun! Here we go now.
To the air yet again, Lauletta. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Martavis Bryant, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. The point after is good. And this is now a 1-point game. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win the 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Two minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to East Rutherford. But first, this timeout. Cousins to throw it this time. They find some open field here. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. So now a 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look, 6 DBs. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by K'Von Webster. That's sort of a 2nd quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a 2nd one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the 2nd.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Lauletta looking to throw on 2nd down. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. The Giants on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Coming off play action, Loletta. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. To throw, Cousins. Trying to lay one up deep. He's got a man, complete. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Final play of the half. Cousins. He's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And the third quarter starts with a run by Ingram. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to the ground. This time Cook. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. They run again on 1st down. Cook. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Wide.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 1st down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen. first down. Here's the run with Cook. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Now Cousins. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free. Brings up third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. On play action, Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And who's got it? The Giants!
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talking about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's third and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Now, Barney!
They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. On second down, here's Lawletta. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Gone!
This is 3rd and long. Here's Lawletta. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Trey Wayne's the Michigan State man right there in coverage.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. And they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the third quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Vikings. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 39.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for him. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for him here.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Here's Lauletta now on second. Out left side here to Bryant. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. He had their lone TD earlier. Now he's got a first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Lauletta on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bud Dupree. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Cook. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Kayvon Webster on the defensive side able to get a hand in. But the passing game right now for them not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
And now whistles and a flag. And I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So that last penalty making this 3rd down much more manageable. 3rd down, 4 yards to go. From the gun, here's Cousins. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Now McCluster. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Giants will begin this drive in good shape. 1st and 10. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Gone! Watch 88!
Lauletta from the 50. Able to fight through one tackle. He's going to air one out. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Giants on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Out of the gun, Lauletta. He completes it to Bryant, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And now out comes Minnesota. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Wilson snags it left side. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Cousins now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Dalvin Tomlinson coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Play fake. Cousins. And he locates Luke Wilson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Cousins on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
Now he'll let it go deep, right? Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And that one results in 35 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still have it.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Shaq Thompson in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by K'Von Webster. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. The pitch goes to Barkley, and he's got room. Trotted, there he goes right side. And all the way in, touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And thanks to the interception, the Giants offense cashes in with 6. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Bingo.
On 2nd down, Cousins again. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Deshaun Hall in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Now Cousins. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Cousins finding Diggs on a big one. 46 yards. From the red zone now, Cousins throwing the slant pattern here, complete. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Cousins to throw. Buying time to his left. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Kirk Cousins with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings have made this now a one-score game. And this one through the uprights and good. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. They begin with a run by Barkley. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch it now, Barney!
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Gun!
And the blitz does come. Throw left side complete. That's Bryant. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up the 1st down.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. But that looked like an example of what you said back in the 1st half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team, because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. And the Giants will kneel it here out of the victory formation. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. They go down to a knee and a sigh of relief as they are into the win column for the first time this year. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here when they're taking a knee is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win, needed one desperately.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is.